If you're in tech, then there's a good chance that you're on LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, you'll be seeing two types of people. There'll be one type of people who'll be using LinkedIn like Instagram. They'll be scrolling, reacting to memes, posting fun comments, posting fun posts, and they'll be basically using LinkedIn like Instagram, like any other social media, and using it for relaxation. And there'll be the second type of people on LinkedIn who'll be using LinkedIn. They'll be following people who post good content. They'll be building a great network on LinkedIn. They'll be pretty much connected to everyone, recruiters, employees of every company, and they'll be able to get jobs from LinkedIn, right? So you have to be someone of the second category who's using LinkedIn to get to their dream placement, not using LinkedIn for fun or for any other time pass activity. You need to be using LinkedIn to get to your dream job. You need to be using LinkedIn to build an impeccable connection. How do you do that? Let's talk about that, right? So I recently made a video about how to ask for referral, right? And a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about how to have a good LinkedIn profile, right? Which is what we're here for today. So I'll be dividing this into three parts. First is the basics. How do you get the basics right of your LinkedIn profile? Second, building connection. How do you build connection? And I don't mean just click connect and you're connected. No. How do you build real connection? How do you build a real network on LinkedIn? And the third, how do you find jobs using that? So these three things we're going to talk about in today's video. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you need to do to have an awesome LinkedIn profile, have a perfect network where you have everyone that you know in your circle who will help you be able to get a job. So let's get started. Now, first thing I want to talk about is why this is important. A lot of people think that, oh, I'm already working on DSA, I'm already working on development. Why do I need to spend time on LinkedIn? See, if you're from a tier 1 college, if you're from IIT and IT or the top private universities, well and good. You already have a network by default, and even you don't need a network, you have on campus placements. But let's say you're not from a tier 1 college, you're from a tier 2 college, you're from a tier 3 college. No companies are coming to save you, there's no on campus placement, you don't have any alumni connection, you don't have anything that will help you. So, how do you balance it out? If there's a tier 1 student and you're a tier 3 student, how do you come on the same level? You do that with a tier 1 network. Even if you're from a tier 3 college, your network should be a tier 1 network. And how do you do that? LinkedIn is the answer. So, like I said, let's start with step number one, that is getting the basics right of your LinkedIn. First thing, have a good profile picture. By a good profile picture, I mean a decent professional looking profile picture, which is upper body preferably. Your face should be visible. If it's a selfie, it's fine. Prefer not to have a selfie. Prefer to have a proper photo in formals. Although even if it's not formals, it's completely fine. But at the bare minimum, your face should be visible. Proper lighting should be there. Try to avoid group photos. Try to avoid scenic photos. It doesn't matter, right? Your photo should be showing who you are. That's it. If you're visible in your photo, well and good. Now, as for the cover picture, it's not important. But I see a lot of people put motivational quotes or they put meme. Don't do that. For cover photo, I give a couple of options. One is have a photo of your LinkedIn profile. You know, the heat map, like how many problems you did. You can put that as your cover picture. If you're working in a company, you can put the logo of that company. Or if you're a college student, you can basically put a photo of your college, right? So you can do either of these two or three things. It's not important, but avoid putting anything unprofessional like a meme or a movie pic or anything like that. Okay. So have a decent profile picture, have a decent cover picture. Apart from that, you have the short bio, which is next to your name. So you have your name, and right below that, you have your short bio. What do you write in that? So if you've interned in a company or if you're interning in a company, write that. But don't write X. A lot of people write X Microsoft intern, X Amazon intern. Don't write X. Just write Amazon intern SDE 24. If you've interned in any other company, just write intern XYZ company 24. Okay. Even if the internship is over, don't write X. Okay. Don't write X. And if you're not working, if you don't have any internship, what do you write? You write the tech stack. Don't write anything like, undergrad at this college, college student, BTech student. Don't write that. Write something technical. Write MERN stack developer, write full stack developer, and then do a bracket, or that straight line, and then do React.js, Node.js, whatever you know, whatever your features are, you write that there. Okay, of course, you cannot overfill that because you have only few words space. It's the short bio, but write something technical. Okay, that is important because that is the first thing that someone will see. Now, then you have the long bio, which is the about section basically. In there, you put everything about you. You write something technical, You write that I'm a full stack developer. You write something about problem solving. I've solved 200, 300 problems, whatever it is. And you write something unique about you, that you're very good at this, you're very good at that. Whatever something you're very good at, you write it there. Okay. So short bio, about section, covered. Now, after that, you have a skill section on LinkedIn. So I see a lot of people and they only put 11 skills, they only put 5 skills, they only put 3 skills. That should not be the case. Your skill section should be completely filled to the top. Put every skill known to mankind on that. Okay. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, everything that you know, put it on there. Your LinkedIn skill section should be completely filled. I don't want to see 10 or 11 skill section only filled. Okay. Fill it to the brim, at least 50. That's what you should be aiming for. Apart from that, license and certifications, like if you have done any certifications, if you've done any internship, if you've done anything like that, of course you can add that. And again, a lot of people don't add projects on LinkedIn. Not a good thing. Add your projects on LinkedIn. Okay. Whatever project is there in your resume, it should be on your LinkedIn as well, because people will go to your LinkedIn and then they'll be able to see the project. Okay. So these are the bare minimum things that you need to do to have a good LinkedIn profile. Now, once you have a good LinkedIn profile, now let's come to our main point, that is, how do you build the perfect connection? So, first of all, I need you to get this point, because a lot of people come to me for resume reviews, their LinkedIn profile review. By the way, if you're someone who needs help with your resume or with your career or anything related to that, you can connect with me one to one. The link is in the description, right? So, in a lot of my sessions where people connect with me one to one, what I see is that I go on their LinkedIn profile, everything seems to be perfect, but when I go on their LinkedIn profile, they have 243 connections. They have 300 connections. One guy had 59 connections. This is not going to work, guys. You need to have at least, and I say this in all seriousness, you need to have at least 5 to 10k connections. A lot of you guys may be thinking it's a lot, but that's just how it is. The more connections you have, the better it is, right? But those connections don't translate into real connections, right? Those are just connections you have on a piece of paper, on a piece of web page, right? If I'm connected with you on LinkedIn, it doesn't mean that you know me or I know you, right? How do you translate that into real life? That is the main thing. Of course, you need to be connected over LinkedIn. That is the first step. Without that, no further connection can happen. But once you're connected, and of course, for connecting, it's not a big deal. Just every day, take out 10-15 minutes and send connection requests to people of every company. Whatever companies you want to work at, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, startups, all companies that you want to work in, send their employee connection request 10 to 15 minutes every day, as many as you can. Most of the people will directly accept, because even I, whenever someone sends me a connection request, I just accept it, right? So send connection request as many as you can. Try to increase your connection count. Now, once you're connected, how do you translate that into a real life connection? Because if someone knows you personally, they're more viable to refer you, they're more viable to vouch for you, right? If someone is a stranger to you, of course they're not going to vouch for you. So how do you translate it, right? So there are a couple of things that you can do. First thing is that you can ask for guidance. Of course, this will not work with many people, but what you can do, you can just say hi, introduce yourself in a one message. Don't say hi and then wait for them to reply. No, whatever you're saying, say it in a single message. You can say ki, hi, I'm learning this. I see that you're very skilled in this. I have a few doubts. Will you be able to help me, or will you please help me? 9 out of 10 times, if you're asking for help, people on LinkedIn are very chill. They'll reply to you. Okay, 9 out of 10 might be too high. 5 out of 10 times, 3 4 out of 10 times at least, they'll reply to you, right? And it's a numbers game, man. The more people you message, the better it is going to be for you. So you can ask them for help, you can ask them for guidance, and with that you can build your connection forward, of course, on a professional level. So you can ask them for advice, you can ask them for things, you can have that senior junior relationship. Okay, so that is one thing. Other thing is that you see a lot of people are very active on LinkedIn. They post on LinkedIn a lot. What you can do, you can comment on their post. Because let me tell you, if someone is posting and you make a comment on their post, then they will start to remember you. Maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, but if they see that you're interacting with their post, people will start to carry you in the back of their mind. And then you can message them about anything, right? Messaging is pretty much open to you, right? However you want to take it. You can message them about advice, you can message them about any help, you can give them a compliment if they've achieved something of that sort you need to do, right? Once you do that, you'll be start building some real world connections, some real life connections. Of course, if you have 5k connections, not all of them will be your real world friends, right? Out of 5k, at least 5 or 10 will be, and that's what we're looking for, because those are the people who will actually help you out when you need help, right? But of course, even the other people, you can reach out for referral. As long as they're connected with you on LinkedIn, you're able to message them, you can ask them for referral. But someone who's deeply connected with you, or who knows you, who knows how you are, who knows your hard work, who knows your work, will be able to vouch also in front of you. That's what the point is, right? So you can message people, you can comment on their post, you can interact with them, you can share something, you can ask them for a hackathon team. This is again one thing that you can do. You can say that you're forming a hackathon team, take part in a hackathon. From there also you'll be able to network, right? Because in a lot of hackathon, people make team of strangers. You don't need to make a team only out of friends, you can make a team out of stranger. So you can invite someone to your team for a hackathon, you can invite someone to your team for ideathon, for a coding contest, for ICPC, anything, right? Whatever it takes to connect to the other person on a professional level and build that bond, that you can do, right? So now, apart from that, the next thing which is very very important is posting yourself. A lot of people I see, everything is perfect in their LinkedIn, but when you go to the activity, nothing, no comments, no post. See, how will you come in the eyes of others? How will you be visible? You'll be visible via your posts, via your comments. So I'm not asking you to post like an influencer, post every day about, what influencers post, even though I'm an influencer myself, right? So you don't need to post like that. You need to post something that you're doing. Let's say proof of work. You might have heard the term proof of work, right? Or build in public. You might have heard building in public. So that is exactly what I'm talking about. So I'll be giving you some examples of people in first year, in second year, who are building some full stack projects, and they make a LinkedIn post. So there was a girl I saw who was a 28 graduate, right? And she made a full stack website, very beautiful full stack website. She recorded a video of it, all the features, and then she posted it on LinkedIn. And she talked about that I've built this using this, these are the features. And a lot of people commented on her post. It got a lot of reach. People from Atlassian, people from Google even commented on her post, right? So with that, she's able to get these connections. Likewise, if you make a post about your projects, people will be able to see that. Eventually it will get reach, people from different companies will see that, they'll comment on it, and you'll be able to get real world connections from there. So posting is very important. Again, I'm not asking you to be a madman and start posting every day or every 2 day. Post about the projects that you're doing. You'll see many people who post about the projects that they're doing, who will post about their hackathon experience, who will post about their coding experience, who will post about something of value, right? Something professional. Once you start posting, again, people will interact with your post, you'll interact with their post, and basically you'll be able to find connections, which was the entire point of what we're doing here. And of course, now that we have our connections, now that we have a great LinkedIn profile, the next thing that we need to do is job hunting. Because of course, that's what it is all about, right? The main thing that you need to do is find a job. Your network will help you in that, but that is the main thing that you set out for in the first place, right? So one thing that I'll tell you right away, don't be fully dependent on LinkedIn. There are many other websites. In fact, most of my friends who got a great job was not with LinkedIn. Many of them got it through Naukri. Many of them got it through InstaHire. Many of them got it through many other platforms. Even directly applying works, right? A person I interviewed today on my podcast, they just applied directly on Amazon's career page and they got a call back, right? So you have multiple ways. I'm just talking about one way, that is using LinkedIn, right? That's what the video is about. But you should not just limit your options to LinkedIn. You have many other options, is what I'm trying to say. But what do you do on LinkedIn? First thing is that you follow the right people on LinkedIn. There are many people on LinkedIn who post about hirings, right? So, for example, if I think on top of my head, you have people like Rohan, you have people like Kriti, you have many people who post about hirings on a regular basis, especially for freshers, right? Freshers hiring, internship hiring. There are many people who will post about that. So, you need to be active. You need to take out time, let's say 10 minutes in the day and 10 minutes in the evening. And I do this myself, it's not that difficult, right? That's how I make my videos. So you need to be active on LinkedIn, 10 minutes in the day, 10 minutes at night, and you just basically search for hiring post. Now, the sooner you get, the better it's going to be. Now, there's two things you do once you see a hiring post. First, you can just apply directly. Second, you can wait or ask for referral. Now, asking for referral, even though I've made an entire video about that, let me reiterate those points here for people who are new to my channel, right? For asking for referral, so first thing, you can just directly apply if you want, or you can apply via referral. Obviously, applying via referral will give you a bit more of a chance of getting shortlisted. So you can ask the person who made the post, but that will not be the best choice. Why? because they just made the post, man. They'll be getting a lot of messages. I see people who make the post that this is we're hiring, and then 2 hours later they're like not accepting request. Why? Because they get bombarded with messages. So the person who's posting the request about their company's hiring, don't message them. They already have their hands full. You try to go to other employees. Like I said, you have connections with every employee in every company pretty much, right? So you message other people. The lower their connection rate is, the lower their connections is, and the more active they're on LinkedIn, the better chances you'll be having. And of course, again, it's a numbers game. So the more people you message for referral, the better it's going to be. And of course, if you know them already, then you can just directly shoot them a message and they'll be able to refer you. Because two things happen when you ask someone for referral. One type of people who don't know you, best thing they'll do, they'll refer you and forget about it. But someone who knows you, they'll refer you, and then if you don't get a call back, they can follow up with the HR. They can follow up with the recruiting manager. Ki, hey, I referred this guy, he didn't get a call back. Do you want to see his resume? And I've seen this personally happen. I've seen this happen where a friend of mine referred another guy, a fresher, and he didn't get a call back even after getting referred. So he asked his hiring manager, he sent his resume directly and said, this guy is a deserving candidate. Would you interview him or would you check his profile once? He checked his profile, scheduled the interview, and he got the job, which wouldn't have happened if he didn't know the guy. Because after referral, he didn't get a call. He might have moved on, right? But because the guy knew him, he again vouched for him and he followed up for him, which is why having good connections matters so much. But of course, most of the cases, even with a general referral link, you will be able to get a call back, right? And of course, there's one more thing, that is internal openings. So if you know someone, a lot of times what happens is that companies or teams have an opening. For example, let's say there's a company XYZ. Company is not hiring, but in their team, the team manager or the manager or the team leader, they are looking for some extra resource. So they're not putting it on their career page. They're not putting it anywhere. They're just posting about it on LinkedIn. Ki, hey, we're looking for someone to join our team. And if you know someone there, then of course it will be very easy for you to get that job. And let me tell you, it's very easy to get an interview in an internal hiring. So using this, you will be able to get a great shot at getting referrals. And of course, one thing is that if you follow the right people, you'll be able to be aware of the openings that are there as well, right? And I didn't even talk about the best part yet. That is, many times, if you have a great LinkedIn profile, if you have great connections, and if you're constantly posting about the work you're doing, recruiters will reach out to you. A lot of people think that it's impossible or it's very difficult to do. No, it's nothing like that. Recruiters are on LinkedIn trying to find the candidates, the perfect candidates. If you have a great profile, I can guarantee you sooner or later a recruiter is going to reach out to you. But you need to have fulfilled the criteria that I've told you, right? If you have done that, I'm telling you, recruiters will start reaching out to you, right? And that is something that you don't even need to worry about. Recruiters will reach out to you, you can directly apply with them, right? And all of these things will come true if you follow the work that I've said. Once you do all of this, you'll be seeing a better result in your career, right? LinkedIn is a beautiful thing and it can boost your career like anything, only if you use it effectively and only if you use it the right way and only if you use it to build the perfect network, which is exactly what we talked about. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you still have any doubts, feel free to ask me in the comments. And if you are someone who needs help with your placement or anything like that, you can connect one-to-one with me over TopMate. The link is in the description box. So that's pretty much it. Let's see you in the next video.